Close your eyes for a moment. Imagine the sound of a train station in a city where you don't speak the language. The overhead announcements are a blur of vowels. The crowd is a rushing river of faces you'll never see again. Most people, in this moment, would reach for a hand to hold. They'd look for a partner to share the stress, a friend to help navigate the map. But then there is the solo traveler. They aren't looking for a hand. They're looking at the clock. They are breathing in the scent of foreign diesel and fresh bread, perfectly at peace. Society calls them lonely. Psychology calls them resilient. Today, we're going to step inside the mind of the person who chooses to go it alone and discover why their brain might be wired for a level of freedom most of us only dream of. Why do some people thrive in the void of company? It starts with something called stable self-concept. Think of your identity like a building. For many of us, that building is propped up by social scaffolding, our friends, our titles, the way people react to us. When you travel with others, you are constantly performing yourself for them. You are the funny one or the organized one. But the solo traveler has internal scaffolding. They don't need a witness to verify their experience. If they see a sunset and no one is there to say, "Wow," the sunset is still 100% real to them. In psychology, we see this as a peak of emotional maturity, the ability to exist without a mirror. Let's talk about the missed train effect. When you're with a group and a flight is canceled, the energy turns to blame or collective panic. But when you are alone, the brain shifts into a state of radical agency. There is no one to complain to, so the internal locus of control kicks in. Every time a solo traveler navigates a subway system or negotiates a meal in sign language, they are performing a competence loop. Their brain receives a hit of dopamine that says, "I am capable. I am the cause of my own success." Over 15 years of travel, this doesn't just make them a better traveler, it rewires their personality to be less anxious in their everyday career and relationships. There is a profound difference between the hunger of loneliness and the fullness of solitude. Loneliness is a deficiency. It's a lack of connection. Solitude, however, is a discovery. For the solo traveler, silence isn't a gap to be filled with small talk. It's a canvas. When the external noise of other people's opinions, hunger cues, and complaints is removed, the traveler can finally hear their own inner monologue. Many people travel alone not to see the world, but to finally hear themselves think. So the next time you see someone sitting alone at a cafe in a foreign city, don't pity them. Don't assume they couldn't find a friend to join. Instead, recognize that you are looking at someone in the middle of a high-level psychological workout. They are strengthening their autonomy, sharpening their identity, and building a home within themselves that doesn't require a guest list. The question isn't why they travel alone. The question is, what part of yourself are you afraid to meet without a crowd?